Since its 1999 debut in the W650, really 675cc, 49 bhp, Kawasaki's adorable and very vintage bevel drive twin has come and gone several times. It beats Hinckley Triumph's resurrected Bonneville and honors the 1966 650cc W1, the Japanese company's first motorbike, based on BSA's old A7. But although being hailed for its uniqueness in the 1960s, the 2001 790cc Bonnie's meager performance limited its desirability, and it was withdrawn in 2006. Reintroduced in 2011 as the fuel-injected W800, it was shelved again for the 2016 Euro 4 and has since returned with significant modifications. Kawasaki maintains that despite appearances, it is 90% new. The slouchy cafe and flat-barred road were unveiled in 2019, and Kawasaki has added a third purebred W800 to the 2020 roster. The cafe veil is elegant and well-groomed, but it doesn't make a big statement. The Ace bar drop isn't as drastic as it would appear, and it's not unpleasant either. In fact, it resembles the 650 Continental GT from Royal Enfield pretty closely. The new LED headlights are a welcome and fashionable update to the fleet. For vintage lovers, the shiny black West 800th Street offers a more traditional appeal elsewhere. In addition to being £700 less expensive than the Cafe at launch, the car also has silver rims and new seats. The new W800 is chrome-polished and trimmed, and its front wheels are 19 inches as opposed to 18 inches on prior versions. The chrome tank's insignia and silver finish are likewise applied to the engine. Its a sunny Sunday vibe is enhanced by the larger fenders, retro-style indicators, and rear-view mirrors, setting it apart from its urban chic sister. As with the preceding W650 800s, this most recent model is among the most true to the original. As with most 47 bhp motorbikes, performance is pretty underwhelming, and there are a few niggles: plastic guards, no metal tank logo on certain versions. The price, nevertheless, is the most important factor. The similar win is outperformed by the former W, the latest of which was in 2016 at just over £7,000. There's more to this than that. Even if it is of superior quality than the Enfield, it is difficult to explain the £3,500 price difference. Both the bigger diameter fork and the traditional twin-loop tubular steel frame with firmer springs are said to be more rigid than those of the previous model. The W800 has been replaced with more stylish wire wheels for the street and cafe, which measure 18 inches in front instead of 19 as before. The bigger front discs, which are still dual wheels, measure 320 mm instead of 300 mm. Piston caliper. The rear drums have been replaced with new discs, and the front and rear now have ABS light steering makes it comfortable to drive, but don't expect a Thruxton R-beater. Unlike the other two bikes, the W800 retains its 19-inch front wheel and has thinner, less retractable spokes than the Street, which makes for a more familiar and comfortable riding posture and steering responsiveness. Crankshaft is what gives the W800 its believable appearance. While other parallel twins sound along with feel like a 90 V-twin with 270 firing intervals, this Kawasaki maintains a 360 crank where the piston rises and falls simultaneously. This provides the exhaust a new smell and feel, more akin to a vintage Bonneville or Commando, and even BMW Boxers. The W800's power delivery, despite its modest 47 bhp, A2 legal output, is smooth and easygoing, with its twin pulsating courteously under you. With an elastic middle that doesn't really care what gear you're in and an 8,000 revolutions per minute redline that makes little sense to approach, it's enjoyable, unthreatening, and simple to drive off the throttle. With its two silencers, ability to tow over a ton of cargo, and ability to cruise at 80 miles per hour on the freeway when needed, it gathers speed instead of accelerating. However, it's best not to. The machine's personality can still be felt, but the balancing shaft effectively reduces tingling. Since this is 60 miles per hour in the highest, fifth, gear, the most noticeable vibrations unfortunately occur at 3,500 revolutions per minute. There's no reason to believe that the new W800 will be any worse than the previous model, which was reliable. Furthermore, the build quality is superb. One of the most competitive classes of vintage roadsters, the A2 compliant class, is about to enter a new decade. The W800 models, which will debut in 2024, will breathe fresh life into this stylish category. From a rider's perspective, the W800's forward design has always been among the most genuine throwback looks, and the new model maintains the sophisticated, vintage vibe. The range-adjustable clutch and brakes levers demonstrate the quality of everything from the tasteful twin analog dials with warning lights to the cafe's adorable fairing, attractive vintage-style metal switchgear, and even the specially made round front brakes master cylinders. Everything is just right and elegant. It makes the Royal Enfield 650 appear a little fragile, the Yamaha XSR 700 look ugly, and the ordinary Bonnie look cheap. The W650-800s has always had some of the greatest vintage elements of its generation, and this new model carries on the heritage, particularly in the cafe trim. Thus, in addition to being air-cooled, the dual engines also has wire wheels, a pea-shooter exhaust, rear lights in the Lucas fashion, dual instruments, and, as standard equipment, rubber fork guards and tanks knee pads. Are you listening to Triumph?